Hi. um, Super curious. Did you see a cat on this chair? Like, not 2 minutes ago? I think. Because I'm wondering if she was, like, high up enough. Her head was, like, high up enough for her to, appear on camera. I don't think it was. Like, I think she was just trying to get to my plate that's over here. I didn't notice I'm playing 14 while you stream. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. And I guess, yeah, it's a starting soon thing, so. Fuck. I'll look at it later. I'll just need to remember to flag it if it's a thing. Because that would be hilarious if she actually got on stream. Um, yeah, my roommate's cat is a very persistent little shit. um, Regularly tries to steal whatever the hell is left on my plate. And granted, I probably shouldn't be leaving it out in the open like that, but at the same time, like, sometimes I really need to pee, and I have to lock my office, and sometimes the door doesn't close properly because it's a piece of crap. So that's fun. Cool. Um, so boy, have I got stuff to talk about. Um, I was, oh, hang on. Where's our return at the moment? That'll be closer. Um, so after some of the discussions we had last night, I was looking through a couple of other, like, kind of suggested FF14 videos for beginners, just, like, really rudimentary stuff, like nothing, uh, nothing too in-depth or anything like that. But one of the things I saw was a video about the fact that there aren't damage meters in this game. And, what would be the consequences of including them. And that reminded me of, like, I basically, for the better part of my lunch break, just deep dived back into all of my, what do you call it? All of my, like, WoW forum posting days. And first off, realize, like, how long I had been playing that game, because I started playing WoW, I think, in, like, or posting on there in, like, 2015. So I basically aged a year remembering that. I was, say, your old passes or something, lol. Wait, what? I didn't see old passes or anything. But, I didn't have a look at that. I knew I was pretty good at what I played, for the most part. I think once I got out of Warlords, I averaged purple passes in most raid encounters. Except for the really difficult ones where I usually landed on a green or a blue. But, anyway. That wasn't the bit. It was more like, all of the discourse that formed around stuff like that as a result. So, things like there's the obvious stuff when it comes to in-game things. Like, obviously, there are people who will judge a lot of people on their DPS in any given situation. In vanilla, I was a mage. My rotation was one button, love my ass off. Oh, well. Certainly more complicated than that in later versions of WoW. Thankfully. God. I mean, Warlock also degenerated into that at one point. SDSB, I think it was. Where you just spam Shadow Bolt, because when you buffed it in a particular way, you dealt the most damage doing that. It was dumb. But I never played during that anyway. I think that was BC? It might have been late vanilla, actually. But yeah, like... And I guess I was just thinking of, like... Well, like, one other thing... Obviously, I'm still, like... Well, actually, okay. Let's get onto a quest before I keep talking. We've reached at last the peak of Somal. 'Tis said to be the highest mountain in all of Eorzea. You know, I thought it cold in Kurthus, but the air here carries the chill of a dozen winters. Ponders the means by which you might find Hresvelga. Now that we've scaled the mountain, there remains the problem of finding Hresvelga himself. Excuse me? What manner of creature is that? Why are there Moogles here? Did my host deceive me, or was that a Moogle? I look really worried. It's my understanding that they only dwelled within the 12 woods. I certainly never expected to see one in the churning mists. If the Moogle does live here, however, he may know where Hresvelga makes his lair. Quickly now, before we lose the creature completely. Iceheart has some fantastic dialogue here if you talk to her between quests. Okay, I'll make sure I do that. Robert, I can already feel the narrative is setting up a lot of questions about our actions in ARR. That's all I'll say. So far, it's good. Like, added mechanics are great. I have nothing really else to say. We've only gone through, like, a dungeon and a trial, and I feel like we haven't really gotten to the meat of the story yet. But already, we're along with characters and are positioning a lot of the actions of characters in ways that make me think, I feel like the game is going to say a few things about what's been going on recently. So far, yeah, no complaints. I'll have to remember to do that. And those fluffy horse sons, I mean, they're fine. Only one dungeon. Did you not unlock the 51? No, because I've been tunneling the MSQ. Yeah, the first one I did was Some All. Again, because I'm leaving quests behind because, like, I'm gonna go through them with Black Mage anyway, so... Fuck it. More quests to do in between queues. It's probably not a bad idea. Like, If there's, like, a lot of story tied up in them, which I never got the impression that there was. Like, obviously there's a story there. Like, you end up in that dungeon for some reason. But I never got the impression that it was, like, required for understanding what's going on. If that's not the case, then, like, got to finish the Aether current side quest to get flying in the zone. Oh, yeah, I understand that. Which, again, oh well. I seem to be going through places faster than I can get flying, so I'm like, okay, I'll deal with it. Because by the time I unlock it, I'm just going to move on to a new place anyway, because I'm not doing all that much side questing. So, And besides, I'm clearly in a position where I'm going to be playing through this multiple times with different jobs. I think I'm going to be right. But he's gone. We must widen our search. Great. Awesome. So yeah, like, that whole, like, DPS meter discourse aged me an entire year, because I remember how long I've been playing MMOs. And then, I was kind of reminded that, like, wow, I think this game actually has incidentally has the best approach to that whole situation. I feel. That's how the zones are made. You unlock it after you finish the main story bit of a zone. Well, yes, you do, but if you tunnel the main story quest in every zone, you don't get flying. Like, even if you use the compass, you still have to do quests to do that, and if I'm already higher level than the quests, I leave them behind because they're not the main story quest. I'm not going to get flying. So, that was my logic. It's just like, I'm not going to be doing the quests anyway, so... The grey zone of parsers? Regarding... Wait, where did that come from? Nearby air appears warped. You sense the concealing magics are at work. Okay? PS4 gang note passes, yeah. So, I guess, like... You talking about damage meters. Yeah, oh no, sorry. But I was wondering if you were saying grey to anything in particular. Like... Okay, I guess I have to provide some context for, like, where I've come from when it comes to MMOs. So I did, like, five years of WoW. For 3.5 of those, I was raiding, and I think for 2 solid expansions, I did, like, Mythic, which is the most difficult raiding. Now, I wasn't, like, top 50 in the world or top 50 even in the region, but we were clearing content out before the end of patches. So, I also really enjoyed doing better. So when we're doing farming and rekills and stuff like that, I like seeing that I am getting better at killing certain bosses, because I like the iteration, I like seeing improvement in myself, because I'm getting better, and then I can adapt myself to better situations later on, so I just improve. Like, I like that feeling. I've heard tales of these Mughals, but 'tis the first time I've laid eyes on one. They're rather adorable, aren't they? Aww. What? Why do you stare at me so? Can I not find a creature adorable? My heart is not truly made of ice. I mean, she's already got great dialogue. So, like, I completely understand... And even I would have a desire to be able to have some kind of feedback on how I'm doing. Because I feel like that is important as a player to understand whether I'm doing things correctly or not. Because I like that sense of improvement, but also the idea that I am not playing the job right, for example, is not good. Like, if I wanted to take on more difficult content, and I'm obviously doing things wrong, I would prefer to know that before going into the content. Now, what I later discovered before I found out, or what I later discovered after watching that video, is that there is, like, a trial grounds for Heavensward, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers, where I don't know if you need them to do all the content that's max level, but it seemed like you had to, or at least they were good measuring sticks. I don't know if it was required. I didn't read that too much into it because I realized that I may be looking at spoilers. So I just cut it from there. See no evidence of this Mughal of yours. Are you certain it wasn't a trick of the light, mayhaps? It was simply one of the strange plants shifting in a breeze. So there seems to be some, like... I don't know as to what extent it is, but it seems like there is some form of... You must do this well in some scripted fight to... for it to be viable for you to pass the content, which, okay. It's kind of like in, WoW, where there was a... I think it was for heroic dungeons back then, but you needed to do a trial grounds thing where they set you up in some scenarios to test whether you were good at doing X, Y, or Z, and then morphing that all together, can you do your role, basically? And that, I feel like that's enough. There's no sun in the area. Why would they show me that and have me have absolutely no way to interact with it? That's weird. Hang on, I'm going to do this real quick and then I'll continue. Should I glimpse a Moogle fleeing in this direction? Could he be concealing himself with magic? Good job, Alphino. You figured it out. Mountaintop diplomacy. Excuse me? Alphino seems convinced that the Moogles hold the key to finding Hresvelga. Confound it. Could we but enlist the aid of one of the local Moogles? I am certain Hresvelga will not elude us for long. Though the eye enables me to sense the presence of dragons, I can only identify Nidhogg's with any certainty. We could wander the mists for days and not know if we were any closer to his brood brother. And those are days we cannot well afford to squander. Shall we divide our forces then? Lady Yasali, might I ask you to question any dragons whom you judge it safe to approach? I shall try, yet I fear the influence of Nidhogg's rage will render most of the Duranians in the area deaf to reason. And what of you, Master Alphino? I have not yet given up on the Moogles. Aldine, come with me to Gridania. I mean to petition the aid of the Moogles' kin in the Twelveswood. After that business with Moogle Mog, I dare say they will be glad to help us. Assuming you have no need of me, I shall remain here. Nidhogg senses both the loss of his consort and the coming of the Eye, and his attention is firmly fixed in this direction. I mean to do what I can to hold his gaze, in the hope that it might delay any action against Ishgard. Thank you, Estinian. Come then, Aldine. Let us make haste for Gridania and rendezvous at Nafika's altar. But I neglected to tell you. There is an aetheryte of ancient construction here, which should make the journey rather less arduous. Pray do not forget to use it. Sorry? Is he talking about the aetheryte thing I literally ran past before, or? Oh, is there an... Yeah, no shit, dude. We walked past it. I'm pretty sure you guys were standing right next to it. What the shit? Okay. Can I return? Yes, I can. So, yeah, so there seems to be some, like, trial sort of thing that you can... is either a barrier to it or maybe a suggestion that you need to do something about your gear or whatever. I do think, however, that the situation that FF14 finds itself in terms of all the add-ons being a grey area, you can use it for personal uses, but if you start harassing people with it, then that's going to be bannable, because technically you're not even supposed to be using them, is actually probably the best situation for them to be in. Because it cuts out all the toxicity with interpersonal uses of it, because anyone that doesn't like it, anyone that doesn't like that being used against them can report them. I don't know how much they ban people for that stuff, but it's definitely a situation where Square Enix turns around and says, you're using something you shouldn't be, you're also harassing people with it, you're done. Yeah, like, because it'll cut out a lot of the immediate toxicity, especially interpersonal. Used to be pretty ban happy. I'm not sure about currently. Yeah. The one thing I feel like still gets lost in this is the ability for other people to help others using that stuff. Because... And granted, it's probably a better situation than just having the raw toxicity, because, I mean, I was on WoW forums a lot. I know how that stuff gets brandished. So I have used that against people before, but I feel completely justified, and I can talk about why later, but it's not really relevant to this point. Um, the because without having something like logs, and actually I can go into this. I can go into that off of this topic actually. Um, Without having something like logs to see this is how well this person's doing, this is all their casts and stuff like that, it's really hard to point to something that someone is doing incorrectly and to show them the correct way of doing said thing. So, for example, if I was just dropping my dots as summoner all the time, that you can kind of follow that on the boss frame, so like someone can get that, right? But if you're not using energy drain or something like that as often as you should, if you're not using fester as much as you should, if you're doing stuff like I do where I use all of my off GCDs and then use instance, which is something bad, but you're delaying casts and missing a bunch of them throughout the fight, that can add up. And that's really hard to track down without having like a breakdown of the entire fight. So new players can get stuck in situations where they don't really know how to improve. And people who are in the know can't really help them because the exact problem that they've got isn't clear. That's like the one downside to the situation. And yeah, like some people have suggested, some people I saw suggested that like having some obfuscated like ranking system just against each boss would be fine. You know, you did this trial, that was worth a B, you know, and it's still like doesn't really tell you, but maybe you're able to look at a previous example where you got an A and go, oh, I know what I did wrong there. I was missing my cooldowns, or I wasn't doing the rotation correctly, and I was dropping a lot of different casts here and there. I guess specifically as someone who's tried to help people out in WoW before, having something like a log is really helpful because you can immediately see things like uptimes, how many times someone cast something, how many times someone used a cooldown, what people were casting during cooldowns, like a lot of information that is admittedly hard to pass by itself, but with the aid of someone who knows is incredibly helpful. And not having that resource is obviously going to make bringing people in or getting teaching others how to get better becomes harder because you can't point to you are doing this specifically wrong. But obviously that also becomes a weapon against people who are playing badly and a reason that people can start to become toxic to one another. So, yeah. I sent word to the Elder Seer upon arriving in Gridania, and I am pleased to report that she has agreed to grant us an audience. If anyone can help us to contact the 12-Swood Moogles, it is she. We are expected at the Lotus Stand. I trust you are familiar with the Conjurer Station at its entrance? Yes, I am. Now, I do have to admit that I have been a person that has used someone's logs against them, which I will elaborate on after this cutscene, because this looks like a talking thing. Or not. Bid you welcome, friends. The Admiral spoke of having met with you, but 'tis no less of a relief to see you are safe and hail with mine own eyes. We humbly thank you for agreeing to receive us upon short notice, my lady, and for all you have done for us in our absence. Would that it were solely to express our gratitude that we came to you this day. Alas, the tides of battle yet dictate our comings and goings, Elder Seedseer. We would beg your wisdom in a matter that may finally bring an end to the Dragon-Salt War. Speak on, friend. Moogles. We need help. I see. So you seek a means to contact these Moogles of the Churning Mists. Kupo-po-po? I say Kupo. Uh-oh. Do I really have to speak fucking Moogle dialogue? God damn it. Greetings, Kuplo Cop. To what do we owe the pleasure of your company? I was struck by the sudden urge to bring you some fruit, Kane, and I'm jolly glad I did. Tell me more about these Moogles in the sky, Kupo. I'll gladly tell you all I know, though it amounts to precious little. We encountered a Moogle high in the clouds of Dravania, and had hoped that you and your kin in the Twelveswood might agree to facilitate a meeting. Pray, correct me if I'm mistaken, Kuplo, but there are legends, are there not, which speak of Moogles who dwell beyond the clouds? Indeed there are, Kupo. Long, long ago, back when the world was still young, they say my ancestors served the gods up in the heavens. Of course, that was before their masters took to bickering like spoiled children. Oh. Wait, were the gods the Elezen and... Is this like, Is this like Telephone but with legends, where like... What the Moogles were actually doing up in the sky was serving the Dravanians and the Elezen that lived up there until they banished everyone but the Dravanians? That's interesting. Ah yes, the tale of good King Moogle Mog 12. Oh no. He is revered for holding fast to a rope of miraculous length that his subjects might climb down from the sky and escape to the world below. Ignoring the more fanciful aspects of the tale, thank you, Alfino. It may well be that Kuplo's ancestors hailed from the Churning Mists. Given how long his kin have resided in the Twelveswood, it is perfectly possible that the details of their history have faded into myth. Oh my god, he literally said the same thing I did! Which is... Oh, actually no, I'm gonna let this go. Indeed, Master Alfino, such stories often contain a measure of truth. It is like that the Moogles of the Churning Mists tell similar tales of the world below. I can well imagine why the one you encountered fled at your approach. Oh, fleeing is second nature to us. We often hide when the larger races come trampling around the forest. Of course, where there's one Moogle, there's bound to be more. Which is why I've decided to take a trip to the clouds, Kupo. They surely won't be afraid to talk to me. I was hoping you might say that, Master Kuplo. You may accompany us, then. Just you try and stop me, Kupo. I'll admit, the thought of venturing outside the Twelveswood is a bit unsettling, but I can hardly refuse a chance to meet my distant cousins. If you will have me, I too will accompany you on this venture and lend my voice to your cause as an ambassador of Gridania. That's where that quest picture is from. My lady? Are you certain? How oft has our nation turned to the Scions of the Seventh Thorn in its hour of need? How oft have we asked the Warrior of Light to risk his life to save our own? Full many times, I say to you, and never have they refused us. Thus do I choose this day to offer mine aid to our allies for the good of the realm. Is this not just? Most unexpected and most welcome offer, Eldest Seedseer. We would... excuse me. We would be honored by your presence. Alrighty then. Everyone's on board. So do we go to... Oh no. Oh no, he's right behind us. Pray return to the summit and inform our companions of these developments. I will serve as the Elder Seedseer's guide on the journey back to Som Al. It being a path I have already trodden, I do not anticipate any great difficulties. Besides, we shall have the Elder Seedseer's personal guard to escort us. Oh yeah, that's gonna take way too long. Fuck that. So yeah, I have used logs against someone before. But what I was saying before was that I really engaged with a lot of people that were seeking help on the forums. Like, I wanted to try and help people understand, where they could be going wrong and how they could improve. Like, because I had gone through that process myself, going from like basically being a huge noob in one expansion to being like doing the most difficult content and doing pretty well at it in another. Now, granted, again, I'm not amazing. I'm good, and I can spot terrible play, so I could get people some of the way there. So the problem was that there were a lot of people who were convinced that their class or spec was broken as opposed to them playing badly. Now, Blizzard has been bad at balancing specs and classes before. That is a thing. Like, not every spec and class is made equal. In fact, they're explicitly designed to have shortcomings in some cases. And a lot of the time, there were a lot of Blizzard bad, but that impossible. I mean, they're very not good at balancing, in my opinion. Of course, I don't know about balance in this, but it seems like they're getting kind of worse at it. It seems like they're really struggling to kind of keep things together. But one of the most common problems you had with people coming to the forums looking for help is that they would blame the class and the spec before themselves. So part of the problem is that, like, people who are going to the forums aren't explicitly looking for help or to stick around. The majority of people that would come to the forums brand new are people who have a really, not opinionated, what's the word I'm looking for? They would have a hot take. It's the only thing that's coming to mind. They would have a hot take on, like, this class is broken, it used to be much better, it's missing this thing, and that's why I'm getting rejected from, that's why I'm getting rejected from groups, and that's why my DPS is so low, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of the people that were coming to the forums that you could help weren't looking for help, they were looking to bitch about how the class is bad, or the spec is bad. Now, as someone who's trying to drive the conversation more towards, well, I mean, that doesn't, like, unless you're playing perfectly, there's probably some room for improvement you can make. And granted, I wasn't in the best position to always suggest, like, if someone was doing a 50 to 75% pass, like, I was kind of like, that probably comes down to fight knowledge more than fundamentals. And we have to go into incredibly specific things there, which I wasn't amazing at. But you had to get someone to that point first, right? Because if they were just like, no, it's the class, or no, it's the spec, or no, it's this fight, then, like, you just couldn't get through to them, right? And the only way to kind of argue with them was to, like, present, like, look, you can have, like, you can have critiques of the class and whatever, but, like, unless you're going to show something to us that means you're playing perfectly and getting rejected from groups, like, it sounds like it might be a player problem. And there was this one particular person who for months was bitching about how the class was bad, and during the first raid finally came in and said, look at my logs. Oh, sorry. No. Once the first raid came along in that expansion, started whining endlessly that they were being kicked from groups because warlocks are trash. And I ended up looking at the logs they had, and this person was a grey passer amongst people that were doing blues and purples, which is like 50 to 75% and higher. So, like, on one hand, like, if you're doing, like, normal or heroic and people are kicking you out for that, like, unfortunately that's the nature of things, but, and obviously in FF14 this wouldn't be a problem because you can't see the DPS, so it's just a group problem. Regardless of the, like, fairness of that, that is the reason, and blaming it on the class is dumb. So, I mean, Well, it's not even get good. It's like, dude, like, the problem isn't the class. I mean, it basically falls down to that. And when someone is so obstinate that they can't admit that they're not playing well, and that's the reason, like, why they're seeing problems with their DPS or whatever, it's just like, well, I'm sorry, but like, pretending that if this thing was tuned up 5%, that you would be looking any better compared to all warlocks or all affliction locks, as this person was in particular, was laughable. And like, I don't like making that argument. Like, I really don't. But like, this person in particular was just posting and posting and posting about it, and eventually I had to put my foot down and say, no, you're trash. Like, that's why you're seeing all of this happen, is because you can't play, and you're just scapegoating the class instead of actually trying to improve. Because one of the paradoxical things about being bad is that there is a lot more room to improve, and thus there is often very simple things you can do to improve, and you'll see big increases. But no, like, people feel the visceral part of being, like, thrown out of a group and something like that, and will just chalk it up to not them. And a person wouldn't be experiencing that if they were in 14, because you don't have access to that information. But at the same time, that person just remains not good. And, like, unless someone is really paying attention to how everyone else is playing without using that information explicitly, they're never going to find out. Have a bit more faith in the game devs whose job it is to balance the classes. Unfortunately, Blizzard tends to fuck things up, which makes it even more complicated, because I'm sorry, I have to go on this tangent now so I can get it out of me. Because there are often legit problems with classes, right? For a long while, Destruction had a spell that literally duplicated your damage for a window. You cast this debuff on one target, you cast it another target, the spell hits both, if it's a single target spell. Like, it's phenomenal mechanics, it's a great feeling spell, but one of the problems everyone ran into was, because you could shift all of your damage, like huge damage dealing spells into that window, most of your damage is just doubled. And, like, with one extra spell cast. Right? One instant cast, and you double your damage. That's hard to balance, because in cleave fights, you're going to be godly if your single target is is equal with everyone else. If you have the targets, yeah, exactly. But if you're in single target, but then people are like, well, no, we can't have them be just literally 2 times better than everyone else. We have to bring them down a bit. But that means that the single target goes down, and suddenly you're trash in single target. So for a while, like, there was this legit problem that Destruction could not be balanced around single target and 2 target, until they made a change where the effectiveness of the spell that's duplicated is decreased. Suddenly they have a tuning knob for that, so it can balance out a bit. There are legit problems with specs. The problem is that, like, that gives fuel to the fire of people who want to just hold the class to task for their failings. And as someone who genuinely wants to help people get into a position where they can be better, you have to break that down. And sometimes you have to put forward the fact that the person is playing badly. Like, I don't know the answer to this situation. It's really rough to, Frost Mages. Frost Strike goes brr. I mean, Ice Lance goes brr. You just Frostbolt until you Frost Lance. You have some spells to give you either of the two. Sorry, you have spells to give you more Frost Lance, and then you have another spell to give you more of the spell that gives you Frost Lance, and that's it. Oh, yeah, vanilla, yeah. But, like, that's another complex part of it, is, like, as much as Rangy Tangy will say, you know, have trust in the devs have sometimes, like, taken a long time to fucking address issues. legit issues, and then that creates fuel for the like I said, fuel for the fire, because either legit issues get dwelled on by people who don't play well, and thus that's the reason they're doing bad, or when issues that are making a thing too strong get addressed, then everyone goes, the spec is dead. Or everyone that plays badly says the spec is dead. Which is a aggravating fucking stance. I'm sure Doey can attest to that. Well, maybe he can. Seeing Afflox saying that in 14's pretty well balanced, fortunately. I mean, I have absolutely no idea. So, like, and it seems like it generally, I don't know. There's an aspect to that particular perception that I'm not 100% sure is right. But I haven't played the game long enough to even be able to broach that topic. I guess my point is that, like, when there are legit issues, people can, from a purely DPS perspective, excluding dances, WoW is pretty balanced, is better balanced than 14. Really? Huh. Purely DPS perspective, though, so... Yeah, because I guess there's, like... at matching percentiles. Yeah, because, like, I feel like, there are specifically classes that do less DPS but have more utility, which, like... when DPS isn't a huge focus of the game is kind of, like... that's fine? Because because that isn't front and center, so... if you're doing your job, then that's fine. 99% all classes would be a garbage fire on WoW forums. In terms of discussions surrounding that, or legit in terms of, like, the complaints. Like, I don't know if you're implying that, like, there would be more legit criticism that would just pervade all the forums, or if people would just be, like, complaining more. Sorry, the difference in 99% passes would be classes. The difference in 99% passes would be classes would be a garbage fire. People would lose their shit. Oh, okay, right. I mean, 99% passes aren't a good measure of it, in my opinion. But that goes into stuff we'd be sitting here for hours debating. The fact that samurais are 10% stronger on single target than any other class would be a lynching. Yeah. Yes, it would. But again, like, this provides a completely different dynamic, because there are classes that just do utility as well as DPS, and if you're doing your job well, because DPS isn't the foremost thing on everyone's minds, like, that's fine. And funnily enough, I think actually creates a better dynamic about discussions about classes and that. Because if you make the utility important, then that's a contribution to the group. Like, I don't know. Well, that's all anyone cares about, because everyone is 99% passer on forums. On FF14, because if you're talking WoW forums, holy shit, is that completely incorrect. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Sorry. You have to remember that I went through a whole bunch of my old posts, on those forums. So I'm like, like, when you said that, I was just like, fucking do not. Remind a bard about being a bow mage back in the day. Really? Did you get your vitamin D today? Do not bring this into this stream, Wiley. Started playing this to get away from that, but I've already spent 50 minutes mostly talking about WoW, so I'm going to continue on now. I said my piece. I guess the point is that, like, the DPS meters actually being in a grey area is probably better for like, just the community, if that makes sense. Like, people aren't being held to task for being garbage because they're not doing as much DPS as someone else thinks they should. People who want to improve singularly can do so. And if someone does genuinely want some help, then, like, you know, you just have the conversation elsewhere. Again, the only problem is, like, really collaborating with trying to be better, which... What's true on the Japanese servers? On NA and European, it's the same shit. Oh. Well, I guess that explains the stance that, I guess that explains the stance that, like, Yoshi and the devs have taken then, in terms of being like, no, it's not officially supported. Because if they're already seeing that stuff and they don't want it, then... Which, like, fair enough. The people who are going to get the most out of a parser are probably in a static and are probably in a Discord together anyway. Well, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, the people who are actively using those for good purposes aren't going to be the ones that are, like, harassing, or you'd hope. I've been in higher level Discords before, and I think recent events, especially exposing a lot of WoW's ugly side, is given me pause for that assessment. But DPS meters logs being a rarity and more a tool for improvement. Yeah. Well, I guess, which is nice, because I'll exclusively be playing on NA. Like, I don't think I'm going to be playing on... Oh, sorry, I'm going to be exclusively playing on Japan servers and not going into NA in Europe. So I get to dodge that shit and not lose my shit at people who don't fucking understand class design. Okay, no, I'm going to go through quest dialogue before I make this next point, but it's going to be my final one. Well, Met Warrior Light. Nidhogg is not stirred, but he watches us unblinking. We have friends. They're coming to help us with Moogles. The Elder Seed Seer herself answers your call. Then there is naught to do but wait. They're here. Greetings, my friends. I'm happy to report that our journey was mercifully uneventful, devoid as the road was of Duranians. To seem the dragons have abandoned Som-Al for the churning mists. Elder Seed Seer, may I present to you Sir Estinian, Ishgard's Azure Dragon. 'Tis an honor to meet you, Sir Estinian. I have heard many tales of your order's extraordinary skill and courage. Friends, I feel it only right to inform you that we are not alone. The Moogles are all around us, even as we speak, and I should imagine they are more than a little concerned by the horde of strangers that have descended upon their home. Mayhap now would be an opportune moment to introduce ourselves. And this is one of the places that we saw the, This should serve. They're hiding, of course, but there are so many of them, Kupo. I am Khan-E Senna. My companions and I have braved the long road from the Twelveswood to share words with you. On this, the occasion of our first meeting, we bring an offering of light and wind. Oh, such a gentle and pleasing glow, Kupo. Please tell me it's like a tiny Kupo that's just like sitting in this gigantic freaking chair. That would be hilarious. Oh no, it's a big one. I am Moglin, the chieftain of this Moogle clan. Chieftain Moglin, it is an honor to meet you. Greetings, I am Kuplo Ambassador of the Twelveswood Moogles. A Moogle from the world below. Your hide is a different hue, but that palm is unmistakable. I might need a moment here, Kupo. Oh yeah, I guess he's more like Snow White, and they're more like a... The name of the color just... Nope, it's gone. My companions were no less surprised to learn of your existence here amongst the clouds. I hope they did not startle you overmuch in their eagerness to make your acquaintance. Full well I can imagine your wariness. I am told that men have not walked here in nigh on 1,000 winters. Mayhap you will forgive them their forwardness when I unfold to you the grave matter which first brought them into your midst. My companions crave an audience with the great worm Hrasfelga, that they might negotiate an end to the war twixt man and dragon. An end to the war, you say? I trust you, Kani Sana, or Senna. The light of peace shines brightly within your soul. But I'm afraid the same cannot be said of your friends. To be plain, we did not hide ourselves because they were the first of your kind to be seen here in 1,000 years. Well, not only because of that. We hid because we smelled dragon blood. These skies are home to many, many dragons. While some crave peace, such as Hrasfelga, many others crave the opposite, such as Nidhogg. Suffice to say, we are worried that the presence of your blood-spattered warrior friends will attract the attention of the nastier kind and invite destruction into our happy home. Why are you two No, shut up. Now, just a moment, Chieftain. Aldine here may have doled out the odd thrashing or two, but it's always been for a really good reason. He's a champion of the Twelverswood Moogles, and I'll not hear his good name slandered. Yeah, like, I feel like this isn't unreasonable. Like, oh, fuck. I forgot what I was going to say. Like, he's legit, like, pointing out... Like, a weird thing here is that my character reacted to that, like... Well, no, that's a fair assessment. The dragons are pretty... Like, the dragons are literally at war right now. Like, you think just walking up here is going to be like, oh, no, they'll be peaceful here. Like, especially fucking with Estinian right there. Now, Ambassador, let's not ruffle each other's fur. I shall of course take your testimony into consideration. If I may, Chieftain, there is little room for trust twixt strangers. Might we not take this opportunity to learn more of each other? An excellent suggestion, Kupo. In the interests of fostering friendship and keeping an eye on you, I extend to you the hospitality of Mogholm. Prove yourselves worthy of our assistance, and it will be yours. I shall be watching, Kupo. Okay, so real quick before we move on then. Shit. Yeah, okay, passes. So, I know I just talked about, like, oh yeah, I've used the pass to kind of show that someone was trash because they were completely not acknowledging that they were, bad. I don't use that lightly because I don't think it actually means all that much. I have specifically run into a couple of people who are, like, orange passes, top 50 US, I think he ended up being top 50 US, one of them, playing the same spec and class I did, that saw the change that I just described to that, like, dual target spell as the worst thing to happen to Destro and the reason that it sucks. And, like, the idea that you could look at that change and not think they are going to be able to independently tune more of our kit, which means that we will hopefully be better or passable at everything and not just garbage at one or the other. Or not just passable and garbage, or god tier and good. So, like, passes don't mean fucking shit about, like, actually understanding how the game works. And I quickly learned that, unfortunately. But yeah, like, I do not throw that stuff at people lightly. It's usually like, look, you're complaining of low DPS. This is why. Other people are doing better than you at the same thing. That's why. Anyway, enough WoW talk. Tell me, in the world down below, do all of your kind look so different from one another? It must be terribly disconcerting. What was it Kuplo Cop called you again? Aldine. Your names are as odd as your appearance. Have you ever considered a nice Moogle name? Moglin is taken, by the way, Kupo. As are Moghan, Mogwin. Those being the names of the 3 Mice Moogles who will administer the momentous challenges that I have devised to measure your worth. I call them the Trials of Trustworthiness. Undertake these trials and we shall soon see whether or not you are worthy of our aid. Nothing for me. I mean, I guess. There's no money option this time, damn it. Still nothing. Rip. Hello, yes, I am Moghan, the foremost alchemist in Mogholm, if you must know. If your tummy's gloopy or your wings droopy, I have a potion to fix that. Or I would if I didn't keep running out of ingredients. Luckily, you're here to do my trial. Yes. Go forth, mighty adventurer, and mightily pluck 3 sprigs of cloud's breath for me. You'll find it blooming near the entrance to Eel Tom. It's not the safest of places, so don't let yourself be too distracted by the pretty flowers. Alrighty. Oh, I can grab all of these at the same time. Good. Good, good, good. There it is. And that's going to be better than what I've got. Nice. Yes. You have the pleasure of speaking with Mogmug. I know, I am the fluffiest, most enchanting creature you have ever laid eyes upon, Kupo. It isn't easy being this adorable. I could barely take a stroll outside without those relentless Dravanians throwing themselves at me. Why they look as if they might just gobble me right up. Yep. In any case, fleeing their overbearing adulation is growing a bit tiresome. Your trial, sir, is this. Find these ardent Arcus... I'm actually having real troubles pronouncing that. Fuck, I forgot to put something on Twitter again. I'm gonna do that while I'm doing this. Damn it. Oh, damn, comma, it. No. Damn it. 2 nights. A row. I'm blaming that on my roommate's cat. She distracted me. Oh, it's a made-up thing. Great. Archaeosaur. Archaeosaur? That's what I'm going with. Fuck it. Archaeosaur. Yeah, I thought so. Slap some manners into them, Kupo. Perhaps a firm smack on the snout will teach them to appreciate my charm from afar. Hello, friend. Oh. Oh, that's a scholar book. Okay. Oh, no. Don't tell me the, Don't tell me the Black Mage and the, Summoner, options are in the same quest. That would suck. Mogwin's the name and art is my game. When it comes to painting, there are none in Mogholm who can match my talent with a brush. I know why you have come. Chieftain Moglin has demanded that I test your trustworthiness, but as I trust no one to create art that will satisfy me, I instead charge you with retrieving a masterpiece I seem to have misplaced. It was an ambitious and innovative work, guaranteed to fetch at least 4 Kupo nuts on the open market. You must find it. Question the masses. Surely a pebble painted with such vibrant colour and unmistakable panache cannot have escaped the notice of every Moogle in Mogholm. Oh. Well, that's a sad one. Yeah, I think they are. I'm pretty sure the first one was all weapons I couldn't use. The second one did have the summoner one, and the last one didn't have it. So I'm pretty sure it was the second, which kind of sucks, but eh. Mogwin is missing his masterpiece, Kupo. Oh, you mean that paint-smeared mess of a pebble? I've not seen it recently, but a fact for which my eyes are profoundly grateful. Oh no, he's bad. It will be separated by... I guess that makes sense, but... Heck. Maestro Mogwin has misplaced his masterpiece, Kupo. Oh, happy day. If I am the swifter in finding it, I will soon have a genuine Mogwin for the price of a little persuasion. Honestly, who has 4 Kupo nuts just lying about to spend on such luxuries? Oh, okay, he's not necessarily bad, but someone reckons he is. The trouble's being an artist. Ugh, excuse me. I don't know much about this stone, but I do know Mogwin's been creeping out the back way to Som Al's summit from time to time, Kupo. Maybe you left it up there. Oh. Great. Where are the other quests taking me? Okay, not too far from each other. That's cool. Nice. That should do well then. Yes. Now that you mention it, I do seem to recall leaving my pebble out in the sun to dry. Sorry, just adjusting my chair. The second part of your trial commences. Go, adventurer, and retrieve my masterpiece before some art-starved admirer swipes the stone for myself? For himself. Okay. I don't know why I thought that said myself. Higher up, really? Is there a way up? Maybe? That doesn't seem to wrap around. There must be another way through the town. Or town. That goes by there. Otherwise, I'm a bit stumped. There it is. It was by the last Moogle I questioned, which makes me feel a bit stupid. I really dislike that the camera doesn't collide with certain things, because it just blocks my view of fucking everything. Northeast. Alright, well, I'm not going there anytime soon, so that one will have to wait for now. Is there a dungeon around here, or none that's visible? The only 2 dungeons left in 2.0 for my new character. Wow, nice. That was quick. Painted stone. Level 58. Thank you, double XP. Laugh my ass off. Oh, right. Wait, what gave you double XP again? I feel like you told me, but I didn't, I don't quite remember what it was. Fuck is the path again? Playing on a preferred server. Ah, right. Oh, right. A server that's... Yeah, okay. Alright, that makes sense. Double EXP until... Or double XP until 70. Damn, that's... Whew. And that's on top of, like, any rested bonuses and chain bonuses that you get, too. That's nuts. Do you get chained bonuses in dungeons? I feel like you don't. I feel like I would have realized if that was the case. Unless I just haven't been paying attention. Do you have it, Kupo? Is my masterpiece safe? An ordinary rock awash with extraordinary colour. What that colour represents, however, you cannot discern from any angle. Yes, this is my work. Is it not exquisite? I call it Contemplations of Zenith. Thank you, sir. At last I can exchange my art for those delicate Kupo nuts. Chieftain Moglin will hear of this valorous deed. Conjurer, Scholar, Astrologian, Red Mage. Probably Red Mage. Possibly most packs have multiple enemy types, so you never hit it anyway. Oh, okay. No, that makes sense. I forgot about that. Alrighty. Time to do those other quests. This is the wrong... No, it's the right direction. Okay, good. I was gonna say. What are we doing? 10 sprigs of Cloud's Breath. Defeat Archaeosaurus. Oh, right, these dinosaur motherfuckers. I remember them. Hi. I get to press a new button. Ah, so that's what that was. I saw, other summoners casting that and didn't know what it was. Glad I know now. Every time. Every time without fail. Oh, shit. Wait, is that an ability? Oh my god, it's off the G... How many fucking off GCD things do I get? Holy fuck. This is starting to be overwhelming. Non-rested, no food, etc. Also, if I were to level... job, I would get a total of... Oh, yeah, okay. Jesus. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, I mean, no wonder this got fucking nerfed. Like, it's already dealing, like... What? It's dealing slightly less damage than Ruin 2, and it applies my dots, and it's off the GCD. Like... God, that's nuts. Oh my... used to have double the potency. Yeah, like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, no wonder it was nerfed, because that's an absurdly strong button. Holy shit. That's the thing. That's the like top end thing that's gonna honestly fuck me up the most is really getting down, hitting an instant before I hit any off GCDs, because they feel instant. Because I've played a game for so long that doesn't have off GCDs, so when I hit a thing that doesn't require a cast time, I think instant, even though there are now two different kinds of those. And like, I'm sure I'll get the hang of it eventually. Like, I'm learning, because of aspects of how the rotation works. Like, I'm learning that, like, you know, if I have big gaps or anything, and if like there are a couple of instances I can obviously sit on. Ruin 2 is always the backup. So if I just play my pet abilities around all of that stuff, especially when they're coming off cooldown, then I should be right. But learning how all of those weave together is going to be a thing. Wait, what? Oh, I got everything. Okay, good. That's weird. I thought I only got 2 Cloud's Breath. What the hell is that? Is that a chocobo? Damn. It's got butterfly wings and everything. Did you have any trouble finding Cloud's Breath? I do need it urgently, you know. Yeah, I got it. Lack of imagination has led to most white flowers around found growing in the skybound regions of Dravania and Abalathia to be named after clouds, this light-petaled specimen being no exception. Oh yes, these are perfect, Kupo. Now I have the main ingredient for my palm tonic. Speaking of which, how are you feeling, sir? Should you ever feel your palm losing its bounce, then I'm your Moogle, Kupo. Rogue Ninja, Glider Paladin. Wait, where's the warrior thing? Oh, it must be in this. You are humble to my Dravanian devotees. Wonderful. Oh, you were able to humble my Dravanian devotees. You are as capable as I am captivating, Kupo. Still, my precious perfection does not excuse those louts for pursuing me so mercilessly, their tongues lolling and bellies rumbling. The Dravanians and their ilk have much to learn about acceptable acts of admiration. Huh. Maybe it was in a previous set of rewards and I just didn't notice. And yeah, there it is. Damn. Oh well. Oh, okay. Kind of weirded out that I got a message for that one. Recommended gear. I have a new tome. Oh. What? Too far away? It's ready to pass judgment on your trial performance. If that is what you insist on calling yourself, you have completed the trials of trustworthiness administered by the taskmasters Moghand, Mogmug, and Mogwin. During these grueling tests of character, I closely observed your conduct as well as that of your companions. And I am decided, Kupo. Gather your friends before me now so that I need not repeat myself needlessly. Really? Alright. What sorcery is this? That my heart should stir at mere fluffiness. Oh, we all have that moment in our lives. Yeah, Ysaeli. Aldine, I was... No matter. What is it? Chieftain Moglin has made his decision? Well, let us not keep him waiting then. We've become such friends, Kupo. My Moogle cousins love to sing and dance as much as I do. Hello? Chieftain Moglin has finally come to a decision, has he? Well, I suppose I'd better flutter over and see him then. Why do I have to do this? Standing here in Mogholm, my thoughts turn inevitably to the legend of God King Moogle Mog 12 and his seat in the heavens. Like most, I thought no more than a myth, a story for younglings that grew with the telling, but with every passing moment I become more certain that we have discovered the origin of their tale. Full eager am I to hear what the chieftain has to say. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. They may have actually been talking about, Moglin. Although, it is still notable that they created a being that they perceived and not who Moglin actually is, which is an important clarification or confirmation that it's the perception of whatever is summoned, or the perception of the being summoned that it creates the being, not like, and alters its nature, which is obviously not how we understood it before. How go your trials, Warrior of Light? I myself have been sent on a number of expeditions to chastise the local dragon population. Did not their chieftain wish to avoid inflaming the Dravanians? Such contradictions aside, our hosts seemed entranced by the height of my leap. They compared me to Mog, a lance-wielding Moogle warrior of Eld, who also favoured such attacks. It was meant as a compliment, I expect, but I doubt these furry lumps could outleap a Caracal lamb, much less a dragon, or a dragoon. Conclude your business here swiftly, Aldine. I like not this place. Well, you're gonna have to deal, dude. Tough nuts. If our hosts elect not to grant their aid after working us like pack chocobos, I shall demand compensation in Kupo nuts out of principle. But I hope it will not come to that. Let us hear the chieftain's verdict, shall we? Actually, before I do that, I need to blow my nose. Shit. Okay. Never have I seen such determined workers, Kupo. It would have taken us moons to complete all those dreary chores and niggling errands. And have our labours proven the purity of our intentions, chieftain? Without a doubt. In fact, there was never really all that much doubt to begin with. You were, after all, already friends with a fellow Moogle. But you see, before any meeting with Hraesvelgr could take place, certain preparations needed to be made. And what better way to help you pass the time than by having you perform all the tiresome tasks that no one ever wants to do, Kupo? Oh dear, the horn. Bring out the horn, quickly. We blow on this wondrous instrument whenever we wish to speak. Fucking shit. We haven't perhaps been treating it with the care it deserves of late, and I think Moghan may have sat on it. So we needed some time for cleaning and polishing, and straightening. No lasting harm done, though. Now you simply head to Zenith, the wormlings dwelling to the west, and give the horn a good toot. We are in your debt, chieftain. Thanks to your noble gift, we shall finally have a chance to plead with our case to Hrasvelga. Very possibly, yes. But I wouldn't get my hopes up too high, Kupo. The old worm isn't terribly fond of... Your concern is appreciated, but I am quite certain that Hrasvelga will welcome our overtures. Should we arrive at his lair? Come, we have squandered enough time already. Dick. Chieftain Moglin, we thank you for your gracious hospitality. Though we must soon take our leave, I pray that we may continue to nurture the shoots of this new-sprung friendship twixt earth and sky. Of course, of course. Visit us whenever you wish. Consider Mogholm your home amongst the clouds. Thanks for the help. I doubt I would ever have found time for all those rotten chores. Hey, it wasn't my idea. If the chieftain had spent a little less time sitting about and a little more time chieftaining, things would never have gotten so messy in the first place. And he was the one who sat on the horn, by the way. But now all the errands are done and the horn is fixed, so all's well that ends well, eh? I guess. It's ready to lead you out of Mogholm. I expect you're eager to be on your way. Did I mention your friend was looking for you, Kupo? If not, Alfino is looking for you. I'll be waiting just outside... Also, there was a line I skipped from... Who was it? I can't remember now. Whatever. Doesn't matter. To the best of my knowledge, we have all that we need for our trip to Zenith. And I believe the eldest Seed Seer and her retinue will soon be making the journey back to Gridania. It would be remiss of us, I think, not to convey our gratitude to them prior to our going our separate ways, shall we? Alfino, Aldine, I do humbly thank you for what has been a most enlightening experience. Were it not for your pioneering spirit, the existence of these moguls might never have been revealed to us. It is we who should be thankful, Elder Seed Seer. Were it not for your timely diplomacy, they would never have chosen to reveal themselves at all. It's getting warm in here. It was your presence, Kuplokot, that ultimately won us their trust. It must have taken great courage to leave the sanctuary of the Twelveswood. I think I just knocked out my bloody headphones. Oh yeah, there we go. It was my pleasure, Kupo. I've made so many new friends and have so many fantastic tales to tell my kinsmoogles back home. And it is to our home that we must now return. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal, my friends. Safe journey, Elder Seedseer. We too must be on our way. Hrasvelga awaits. Oh? Warrior of Light. Pray attend closely to your companion, Sir Astinian. Beneath that stoical facade, a storm of anguish seethes unseen. Yeah. Nidhogg, no doubt, but... Oh shit, I don't have my seat low enough. There we go. was wondering why I couldn't get in the right position to kind of sit at my keyboard, but the desk I work at, like, just next to me on the right, sits a little higher than this one. So, like, sometimes I just keep forgetting to lower it so I can sit at the right height here. You said your goodbyes and dabbed away your tears, Kupo? Then we are indeed ready to go. Interesting. Morgan has volunteered to lead you to Zenith. As Chieftain Moglin already explained, the shiny instrument we gave you is the best means of grabbing Hresvelga's attention. I'll come along and show you the way to Zenith. That's the big palace where you need to blow the horn. Over there. First things first, though, we need to make for Asar. Oh, and watch out for rampaging dragons. Maybe that should have been the first thing, Kupo. Where is... Oh, right, I've changed my fucking buttons around. Overlay the currents. Oof. Be a good time to use this, actually. 243 yalms north. Ooh, Jesus, what is that? Oh no. Actually, hold on. There was something else I was meant to check. I can't remember what it was. Ah, great. I have to get up in melee range for these fucks as well. Double did it. Again. Amazing how consistently I can fuck that up. Oh, I didn't spread the dots. That was dumb. Sorry, I've been shitposting handmade memes in my work group chat. No, it's all good. I mean, to be honest, there's not much to even watch around here, or to watch so far. Like, I've barely been even in combat most of the time, so completely understandable. Where exactly are we going up here? Get to work in a typhoon tomorrow. Stay safe. God, that can't be a good time. You don't work outdoors, do you? That'd be fucking dangerous, I would imagine. Ooh. Here's the thing. I think this is the one I just found from the compass. 120 southeast. Really? Wait, did I pass one? Oh, unless it's like up there. Actually, I'm gonna check that out. $174 south. Wait, did it just point me in the... Oh, no, 174 isn't all that long, is it? I feel like it should be around here and a bit further down. Maybe I just completely missed the one I initially got from the compass. Southwest now? Fuck. Go away. Oh. Weird. How did I pass this and not see it? That's insane. I am blind. $401 west. Okay, yeah, so... Quest place first, then. Ugh, another one. Goody. Oh. Hello? Oh, right, I can't use that until I'm in combat. Oh, no, wait, I'm... Right. No, that's not it. That wasn't it at all. Oh, dear. I fucked that up so much. I really should have been using the other thing, but... Too late now. You're dead. Hello? That was weird. Where is it from here, I wonder? Oh, still 288 west. Only closed about just under half the distance. I guess it should be somewhere around here then. If I were a betting man. Which I am not. There are Moogles here too? Oh, there it is. Oh. Fuck. How do you keep coming up with those newest? Oh. I feel like that's the second time you've genuinely got me with that. Hell. Fucking come on. $136 south. Well, I assume I'm probably going to be going down there soon anyway. First was Thanalan, yeah. Yeah, I know. I remember that one. Which was way better. I don't know, Betting Man's not bad either, to be honest. I wonder what has the dragon so awfully snappy. I mean, the bad ones are always bad, but they seem worse than usual. Interesting. Give me that money. Waiting for the wind to change. Everyone seems fretful about the weather. Oh. Okay. We may have a small problem, Kupo. When the winds are high like this, Rasfelga invariably abandons his lofty perch and heads to the lands below to hunt. If you tried blowing the horn now, I doubt he'd hear it. I suggest we stop at the clearing up ahead and rest until the wind dies down. Excuse me. Ugh, what the fuck is that? Lower Skylord. Ooh. Coming up against some tough puppies now. 115 southeast. Alright, well, I'm gonna look for this. Ooh, that's a big boy. Ah, there it is. Sneak around. No. Bullshit. That was weird. I heard battle music and no enemies were attacking me. $271 southwest. Alright, well, that's at least in the direction we're going. I am really surprised I didn't track the ire of that one. And we're directly south. And that is also directly south. Excuse me? Can I do that again? Alright, well. Shit. Damn it. For a second, I thought I just bugged the fucking game out. I was like, I don't think I'm meant to be up on this ledge. This looks like a trap. Someone clip that. I think you're the only one in chat, newest, so, shouldn't be too hard for you to clip. Oh, I didn't know we were playing Tony Hawk. That's weird. 586 northwest. Okay, that's a fair ways off. No, what the fuck am I looking for? Right, this thing. Alright, I caught up a lot. That's good. Cool. This should do nicely, Kupo. The winds will likely have died down by tomorrow, but until then, we might as well make ourselves comfortable. If we must interrupt our journey to so close to its end, I suppose this place is as good as any. And mayhap a brief respite from the hardships of the road will help to clear our minds in readiness for the coming parley. Very well then, I believe a campfire is in order. Leave the gathering of fuel to me. I acquired a keen nose for firewood during my time in the frozen wastes of Kurthus. Are there even... Oh no, there are trees around. That does not look like a tree. That looks like it's partially made out of stone, but... Good luck, Alfino. You do that. Clear our minds. 'Tis Master Alfino's mind who needs clearing. The thought of meeting a great worm in the flesh has befuddled the boy. Dude! He's a child, and he's about to meet, like, an ancient dragon. That's weird. It says 1. I'm still here. Oh. Yeah, I've been super confused whether the number I'm seeing in OBS updates as much as Twitch, but I'd assume it would be, because it'd be pulling from the same source. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if it didn't pull down the information as much, because it's using an external connection, but, yeah, weird. Oh, sorry, it's using an external API, not like the literal Twitch little channel's Twitch would use itself. Follow Maldine, see that that wildlife does not make a meal of your young friend. We will have the camp ready by the time you return. Why do I have 2 objectives? Defeat the threatening monsters to the west of Alfino's location. Defeat them to the east. Alright. We can do that. If someone did clip that, throw it in chat so I can have a look, because I want to see my reaction to that. Because I feel like it was blank face until it was over, and then I was like, excuse me? This button. I did it again. God damn it. Nice. That wasn't even the thing we were meant to fight. Ugh! Oh my god. I don't like where I've put Try Disaster. I need to put it somewhere else. Control 2 just does not feel natural for that. What I have been thinking is doing another one of these, but with, like, Control numpad button. I feel like that would probably come in handy, but I haven't done it. I haven't... I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. Oops. God damn it. Feels like my connection's been a bit better last few times. Yeah, no, I did see that. I'm not going to pull it up just yet, though, because apparently the internet in Australia was a little shaky the last few days, and I don't really want to test my connection by watching a video while I'm doing this. Because I feel like it will, I feel like the stream will blow up. No. Oh, god damn it. Like the whole country. Yeah, apparently there were like fundamental issues that our one of our big service providers was looking into. They also own like a lot of the infrastructure, so if they had problems, then everyone's gonna have problems. So yeah, I don't know if it was just isolated to Victoria or not, but yeah. So I was right to worry about the boys' safety. Once Alfino returns with the wood, we can see about supper. The Ice Queen has filled a pot with what looked like stew ingredients, ready for the fire. Capitalism, JK. Well, the thing is, they're, like, beholden to the government, so they don't just own it, like, they're obligated to actually provide a, like, decent service, which is better than it just being owned by the one people, but, yeah. Oh, please, tell me this is voice acted. Few things compare to the simple pleasure of sitting beside a crackling campfire of one's own making. Huh, so speaks the great explorer. Until recently, you wouldn't have recognized firewood if it came from kindling... if it came with kindling and a flint. 'Tis well you instructed me so patiently, then. But yes, left to my own devices, I would have been compelled to signal you Saley with a pile of, damp leaves. I was born the pampered son of a Charlayan dignitary, and, alongside my twin, became the youngest student ever to be accepted into the studium. How proud I was to match wits with scholars and philosophers, how ignorant of my own shortcomings. That hubris invited manipulation and betrayal, and led to the downfall of the Scions. Oh my god. We, all of us, are guilty of some similar ignorance. How many men lay down their lives never knowing what it is that they fight for, never questioning that which they have been taught to believe. It was only upon meeting Rasvelga that I learnt the truth hidden within our history. Were it not for that chance encounter, I would never have vowed to tear down the Holy See and expunge the falsehoods with which it fans the flames of a conflict. I would have lived and died in ignorance. That the truth has driven me to do terrible things I cannot deny, but I would rather sin in the pursuit of peace than imagine myself virtuous for perpetuating a needless war. Yeah, I feel like having this incredibly introspective conversation is going to make Estinian just be like, wow, you two fucking suck. This journey has taught me anything, it is the importance and difficulty of holding to one's convictions in the face of failure, of striving always to replace one's ignorance with knowledge. You are well on your way, Master Alfino. At your age, I was but a fool swinging a spear, with scarcely a thought in my head. Okay. Even now, I struggle to acknowledge the misconceptions under which I have laboured. Sitting here, amongst these grand ruins, how can I deny that man and dragon once lived in peace? But for all that such an age existed, we are now in a time of war. Nidhogg killed my family, and no quirk of history will exonerate him. God, you're just as bad as the dragons, you motherfucker. I may be ignorant of how the Dragon Song War began, but if we do not put an end to this conflict now, I can say for a certainty that it will only breed more vengeful souls such as mine. In my hands resides the power to vanquish a great worm. If Ishgard's survival rests on me wielding that power, I will slay Nidhogg myself. Orders or no. Estinian, you gave your word. My word is contingent upon the success of our parley. Show me the strength of your convictions, Lady Iceheart. Convince Rasvelga of the righteousness of your cause. Doubt not, but that I shall, Dragoon. Well, winds willing, we shall have our answers on the morrow. Let us sleep now and face our fate with the rising of the sun. Why am I getting this before the thing is over? Okay. There was less conflict in that conversation than I was expecting. And that was actually kind of like... No, Estinian kind of knows what's up. Like, he's like, yeah, I mean, I'm a product of war. And as much as I want to end it, like, I can't deny that that this continuing in perpetuity is just going to make more of me, which he implies isn't a good thing. Honestly, kind of wasn't expecting that, but he still kind of ended up being like, no, I'm going to kill the fucker. I don't care. Heart of Ice. Morgahan is gazing meaningfully at the path to Zenith. The campfire was so cozy, he must have fallen asleep, Kupo. But do you feel how the winds have shifted? They will have borne Hraesvelgr back to the skies above Zenith. I'm sure of it. This is your chance to climb to the highest floor of the palace and summon him with a toot on that shiny horn. So, I'll be heading back now, if it's all the same to you. Good luck, Kupo. It was nice knowing you. Wow. Wow. That scene in MIO reminds me of classic Final Fantasy games so much. Yeah, and, like, you really wouldn't get that in, like... Okay, I can only speak to WoW. Sorry, I can't say you wouldn't get this in any other MMO. But the way that a lot of MMOs have been presented to me, that kind of scene is very rare, where a bunch of characters just have this introspective moment of, whoa. That's neat. This, like, introspective moment of what, like, brought them to where they were. And, like, one of the protagonists who fucked up genuinely sitting there and going, this is the exact reason that I failed. Like, yeah. Which, honestly, like, obviously limits the stories that you can actually tell, within the medium. Because not having the ability to have, like, that kind of conversation... often, I would say. Like, there's still opportunities for it, but that, like, you're absolutely right, Newest Girl. That really reminds me of a scene that I saw in, I think it's 10. I think it's when, fuck, what's that little shit's name? Oh my god. What the fuck is his name? Titus, that's it, yeah. God, I don't know why that took me so long to remember. All I could remember is he keeps saying Xanakin when he fucking shouldn't. Oh, Titus. Okay, sorry. My bad. Yeah, like it's one of the like little sit down conversations when Titus starts reflecting on how he came to be where he is. That kind of kicks off like a big kind of thread of the story, but it really reminds me a lot of that. And I honestly can't think of a similar moment in WoW or anything like that. It's okay. I still say Titus too. I mean, Unfortunately, English has a lot of dialects. What? Why? It? Okay. I don't know why there are so many people gathered around that one spot, but I'm sure I'll find out soon. Yeah, but that kind of story moment where everyone kind of sits down and kind of reflects on histories and stuff like that is not something that usually... Well, histories and how they personally affected people in the party, it doesn't feel like that happens too often in... Well, there would be many opportunities for something like that, unless it was incredibly important to the story in an MMO. And granted, that could have been incredibly important to the story, but yeah. Where's the next closest one? Very far away. Fucking... Damn you, Titan. If it's not my minion, it's you. Beep. I want this to make a stupid-ass sound. Oh no, that's a lot more melodic than I was expecting. Damn it. Oh. Huh. 4 wings, eh? Hraesvelga, not Hrasvelga. Oh shit, he was still speaking.
Hraesvelga, do you not remember me? 'Twas I whom you found in Dravania. I who glimpsed the truth.
Are we just gonna... Are we just moving past the reason that... Okay.
The truth about your past. About Shiva.
Is he missing an eye as well?
But speak it I must. I have summoned Shiva's soul from the beyond and offered myself as her vessel. She has made her heart known to me.
Oh no. Oh my god. Iceheart hasn't been summoning Shiva. She's been summoning a personification of Shiva, not actually... Oh shit, this is not good. Fuck, I didn't think that distinction would actually matter here, but no, it, like, Hraesvelga may actually be kind of pissed that, like, that wasn't the Shiva I knew. Don't fucking come here saying that name like you know her. That would be very interesting to know. Because by the logic of the Moogle summoning, it's the perception of Shiva that would have been summoned. But does that mean that whatever Iceheart has felt, Shiva felt for Hraesvelga, is what the original Shiva did? Or what the perception of Shiva did? Or would have, rather.
I have surrendered mine to her. Do you not see, my love? I am Shiva reborn.
Oh, thank you. To be fair, the story heavily implied that this has been the case, so, like, this follows. Like, I didn't just pull that out of my ass. It's literally what the story so far has been establishing. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking second. I wonder if that makes a difference. Sorry, hang on. Let me kind of form my thoughts before I say anything. This isn't just the Ascians' plan. like, they... Okay, they may not have, like, made the method, but this isn't just something that's known... This... It feels like this is not just something that's a universal constant that the Ascians know of. This feels like something the Ascians are capable of getting people to do. But I don't know if there's actually a meaningful distinction between those two. Like, I don't know if... Like, okay, so let me see if I can explain this. I don't know if it's just possible for literally anyone to be able to do this, or if the Ascians have made that possible, and that through their influence that this method has actually spread. Because this is like... Now, okay, obviously they're immortal and the universe exists. Like, whether or not one came before the other is hard to tell, and whether or not this existed before the Ascians is hard to tell because the Ascians are effectively immortal. So there may not actually be a difference between those two. But either way, I would probably guess now that, like, no one knew of this until the Ascians. Yeah, I don't know if there's any meaningful distinction in what I just described, or if there's even any way to, like, be able to tell based on what we know so far, but an interesting thing to consider.
Then the spirit that answered me.
Oh, we also kind of knew that, and we didn't say anything. Ooh, that was probably a bad thing to never mention. Oh, fuck.
Be that as it may, Lord Hraesvelgr, Izel's desire to heal the rift between man and
E-cells.
and it has borne us this far.
Well, it's not even that... it's not that it's all fucked. It's like, this person specifically was shown something that I guess she attached the memory of Shiva to, or gained the memory of Shiva from, that she believed to be something... Wait a fucking minute. That vision was given to her by, Hydaelyn, wasn't it? Like, the Echo? Well, actually, no. The Echo seems to be an involuntary thing, so I don't know if you can really, Oh, yes? Just gonna leave that uncommented. Yeah, but I, like, okay. Besides that realization, like, yeah, Isale? Did he say Isale? Like, E-hyphen-S-A-H-hyphen-L-A-Y? Is that how he pronounced that? I tell you what, right now, any game that's really dialogue heavy needs like a Persona style or Danganronpa style like log that you can just go back to and repeat voice lines, because there was so much going through my head as like she was breaking down there that, like, yeah.
We would spare both our kind and yours the ravages of this senseless war. Pray join your voice to ours in a call for peace and forgiveness.
Excuse me? Thordan. Oh. Wait. Isn't... Oh, no, 100 years, that could actually line up. Thordan the 12th, I think? That'd be like 80-something years each, wouldn't it? So maybe not... Maybe kings aren't like literal direct descendants of each other, but... No, either way. Oof. So did they just lose that after a generation? Because that's a rough deal. Because, like, just... If that runs out in a generation, fucking dragons last longer than that. Like, you'd have to... I don't get what the end game of this was. And yet again, we see that the mortals are the ones that kickstart all of this shit. Oh, sorry, humanoids.
Your tale bears scant resemblance to the one I was taught. How convenient that it should absolve your kind of all responsibility. But tell me, dragon, why should I believe your version of events?
Estinian. You could easily say the same thing about the story you were told. I mean, he is kind of questioning it, obviously, still, but dude. Like, to accuse him of, oh, that's convenient for you, isn't it? Is kind of like, yeah, much like your own. that's how they were turning into dragons. Or dragonkin, at least. Random question. Is the sound, like, good? I feel like the dialogue here has been really quiet. I can't tell why.
Then the seed lies within us.
Ye gods, I have borne witness to such a transformation. Looked on as a heretic assumed the shape of a dragon. I imagined it some manner of Dravanian enchantment. But if any Ishgardian, regardless of allegiance, has such potential within them, 12 forgive us. To think of all the dragons we've slain.
Oh. Oh, shit. Because I was about to say, like, well, at least we know where where the bloodline went. It was in them, and it's obviously become, like, thing.
Oft have I wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. Now I have my answer. He has no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it is no war at all, but vengeance, an eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister.
I have not come this far only to admit defeat. We can still return the eye to Nidhogg and beg forgiveness for our ancestors' crimes. Mayhap our words will sway him.
Is that... Wait, is the fact that... Oh, no, it's Ishgard. It's Ishgardians, not everyone. Not everyone has the dragon blood in them. Unless everyone evolved from the Elezen. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing. It doesn't seem like it. Because I was gonna say, like, I still don't understand... Like, that might have actually explained why everyone can everyone in this scene can understand, Hraesvelgr, despite, not understanding the language, or not being able to speak the language. But no, that wouldn't make sense, I don't think. Well... Let's have a look at the sound. I think everything's at 100, but, oh god, this is gonna take some adjusting, I think. Because I can up this to, like, 20. But then, like... Oh, come... Are you... Okay, good. No. Seriously? Seriously? Come the fuck on. Let me pick 70! Whatever. Sure, it's... I mean, it is, but it's not 70. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn, like, everything to... Why do only some of them do that? I don't understand. Nice round, even 69. Yeah, I'll test that and see how that goes. We're probably not going to get another talking scene for a bit, though, because... Hraesvelgr was every bit as awe-inspiring as I imagined. His voice fairly dripped with power. The will behind his words so undeniable that it transcended my ignorance of the dragon's tongue. 'Tis but a pity that I misliked what he said. So far did we travel, even unto the very heavens themselves, only to be dismissed like unruly children. And far from mitigating this humiliation, the hidden truths we've learned serve only to prove that our grand mission of peace was destined to fail from the first. Nothing will deter Nidhogg from his course. Yeah... I mean, there is an alternative, but...
Well, what do you propose we do now? I, for one, am intent on continuing to the east.
That looks like it's a lot louder, so hopefully that's good.
What is there to be found in the east?
Nidhogg's lair, the Eyrie, is said to lie in that direction. And the eye tells me he is near.
You cannot still mean to slay him.
You cannot still mean to stop me. I have been true to my word, and aided you in this fool's errand with Hraesvelgr.
Like, there isn't another way to stop this now. We just established that, Nidhogg is just going to do this.
But your efforts at parley have come to naught, Lady Iceheart. I would see Ishgard saved, and for that, Nidhogg must die.
Yeah, like, unfortunately here, as much as the mission of peace is obviously, like... First off, is something, Iceheart has done better than the Scions, but is literally impossible in this scenario. Like, actually literally impossible. The only way to actually stop this now is to say as Estinian does, paradoxically, because the people who are fucking over Ishgard are not going to listen.
With the tale of our ancestors' vile betrayal yet ringing in your ears, you speak of continuing this war?
Nay, lady. I would but pierce its vengeful heart. When Nidhogg dies, this war shall die with him.
Though I don't know if that's true. I feel like that would probably push Hraesvelgr over the edge.
A moment, Estinian. You yourself spoke of the Great Worm's strength, that you believed him powerful enough to raise your city to the ground. How then are we few to challenge him? Even behind the stout walls of Ishgard, With an army of knights manning the defenses, our victory would be hard won. Yet you propose to contend with the beast in his own lair.
In close combat, this will afford us an advantage. And if the tales are true, the Warrior of Light has bested many an invincible foe.
With a lot of help and preparation, mind.
But such speculation is meaningless if we cannot even find the worm. Our first task must be to seek out Nidhogg's lair.
The story of this nation grows bloodier by the moment. Must death always be answered with more of the same?
That is a very good question, Alphino.
Such is the way of things, I fear. I shall consider it a miracle if mine armor is not stained crimson ere this conflict is ended.
And, like, this situation has very clearly painted us into a corner where the only... Not even the only obvious option, the only... Like, not the obvious option is in the quickest way to do it, but the only way to end this is to kill Nidhogg. That may not even end it, but not doing that is just going to prolong everything, and the Ishgardians are essentially going to kill themselves over it, because more of their brethren turn to dragons, more of them become heretics, they just slaughter each other until they're all dead, because that's what Nidhogg wants.
Blinded by my own lies. Everything I believed, everything I thought I was, gone. All gone.
Leave her. Your words will not reach her now. And we have not the time to wait for her to gather up the pieces of her shattered faith.
What false god is this Shiva? What manner of phantom have I welcomed into my heart? Oh, she's gonna... Oh. God, some of them were in a longer cutscene than I was. Oh, right. Seriously? Oh, come on. Oh good, fighting more dragons. Great. Hey fellas. Seriously? Holy shit. Northeast. Alright. Yeah, we're in for a long walk now. I think that might be the first, one of the first quests in a while where we have just monumentally failed to achieve our goal. Oh, wrong way. It's probably still in the northeast direction, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to get that one just yet. Well, I mean, other than the obvious, I guess. But yeah. No, not... I hit control, damn it. Fuck you. See... It picked that first. Like, what the fuck? Even with Cone, it picked that first. I don't get how this, I don't get how this tab targeting system works. Waiting to inhale. Ugh. Tongue feels like I bit it. Weird. Northwest 171? Oh, maybe we can get this one then. It should be just around here somewhere then. Oh, maybe it's that. That wasn't really northeast of where I was, but alright. .333 northeast. Yeah, when I line those up all correctly, I fucking blow up any... Oh, that was dumb. Like, when I line those up correctly, like, that flows really well, but for some reason I have a hard time, like, hitting, I have a hard time hitting 4 and then not hitting 4 again instead of hitting Control 4. Which I've got to think of a solution for, because that's not really great. But I need to do, like... I probably just need to do more dungeons, and that'll, like, fit in a bit better. Where's the next one? 198 northeast. Okay, so it should be around this quest, then. Really? Around there? No. Ah, fucker. No. No. I still got that. No. Oh my god. Heal. Son of a... No. Come back here. Little shit. Thank you. Christ. Alright. Where is this place from here? 42 southeast. So it's right there. Yeah, because I think I might wrap it up here. This seems like a good place to stop for the night, I think. Oh. That must be it then. Huh. Well, that's gonna be fun.
Is that
his caustic hatred gnawing at my soul. 'Twould seem the death of his consort has put him on guard. Mark how he wards his lair with tempestuous winds.
Tempestuous.
A similar barrier once barred our entrance to the primal Garuda's domain, until we discovered the means by which it could be penetrated. Mayhap it is time we called upon Master Garland. It will be just like the good old days, no?
Is that going to work in this context? Because I thought the logic for that was that Garuda is specifically using Wind Aether to summon the winds. If Nidhogg isn't doing the same, is this even going to work? Feels like it, at least using that logic, it feels like it may not. But, I don't know. New winds, old friends. Sinium would have you enlist the aid of Sid Garland. A force of sufficient power to break through a primal's defenses might conceivably grant us access to the area. And I can offer no better solution. Pray consult this engineer friend of yours. Very well, on the condition that you swear not to lure Nidhogg from his lair in our absence. Steal all the glory for myself, you mean? Nay, I'm not so selfish as that. Contact me by link pearl when your preparations are complete, and we shall set forth from Hraesvelgr today. Or Hraesvelgr today. I'm going to go into an alliance raid, so if I don't say goodnight when you wrap up, have a good night. Well, I'm about to wrap up here, so I can say that now. But yeah, good night, Wrongway. I appreciate you sticking around. Why are we... Oh. This is just we rendezvous back at St. Rionet's Forum. From what I gleaned of the Holy Sea's decidedly ambitious airship project, Sid will still be in Garland or Ishgard. Now I'm just going to hit this, because I'm pretty sure this puts me in a rested area. I actually can't remember. It does. Okay, good. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for me tonight. Yeah, I have a lot to think about now. Yeah, I'm sorry a little bit about the WoW talk at the beginning of the stream. It was just on my mind a lot, and I thought that might have invited a bit more discussion, but I realized that I was pretty much just recounting my entire history with WoW rather than talking about the ins and outs of damage meters and stuff. At least when it comes to 14. But yeah, it was just something on my mind, so probably won't be next time. So schedule has been updated. I'm probably going to update it again, because I'm probably going to push these streams back to 7, because that seems to be more the reasonable time that I'd actually get on here, accounting for exercising and all that stuff. I said I was pretty much going to adjust it as I should, but yeah. Yeah, so more of this on Thursday, then a late one on Friday, and then I'll be back to playing Ace Attorney again, hopefully. Fingers crossed I don't fuck it up again. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. I hope you have, I live or on the VODs, blah. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I shall see you all next time.